Well, we were already waiting a long time, maybe 3 weeks, to get our power put in. They're gonna have to dig a trench where these flags are. And now after the storm, we have no earthly idea when they'll be out here. I haven't checked with them yet, but maybe in the next couple days I could give them a call and see if they're horribly delayed or hopefully not delayed at all. But I'm always wanting to show the really weird and wild things going on out in the country. I'm spreading down these towels at the back door so I can close the door onto the towels. At night, we're getting these little beetles all over the place, and they like to just cluster right around the door. They're all over this wall and just by the door. It's so weird. They're showing up other places, like out in the picnic shelter, at the back door. It seems like the color white sort of attracts them, like all these other bugs. These little bugs were swarming like crazy for a while. We must have had 2,000 of them on the corner of the house over here a few days ago. They seem to be kind of subsiding now. But here's where they accidentally fall off the wall and land in this bucket. That's these beetles naturally, accidentally falling into the bucket. So you can imagine how many we're seeing. Lewis suggested that we throw them to the chickens. So I'm coming out here to see if the chickens will enjoy the beetles. They're starting to see them. One of them is munching down. Now some other ones are starting to get in on it. A little bit. I'm checking these late season watermelons to see if any of them are ready. This one's been here the longest. I'm gonna go ahead and take it. One of the tips for checking them is, do they have a yellow spot where they've ripened all the way? This one has an eaten spot from something. But that looks yellowish to me. I'm gonna go ahead and pick it. Well, that thing burst open. So that popped open, it even split itself down the side. And it's nice and sweet, it's definitely ripe. Caleb said he likes this color of stain, so we're going to go ahead and use the same stain that I'm using on the barn. And these boards are covered in dust. I think I'll get this brush and probably a wire brush. Need to find out what I did. Well, maybe wire brush. Well, I can't find a wire brush, which is weird. I thought I had stocked up on a couple of them, 2 or 3, but I guess I didn't. I'm just trying to brush off sawdust, so this is a really nice stiff brush. I'm gonna use this. As I'm driving back and forth from here to there, I notice things that need to be done, like I'm looking at the greenhouse over here, and I'm seeing all those jalapeno plants laying down. I went and watered them and watered all the other plants in there that need water. I pulled out these hickory trees that I still have not planted and put some more soil in them and watered those really good. Sorry about that, Victor. I do plan on planting those. I appreciate you giving them to me. Along the way, I picked another gallon of jalapenos, so I'm gonna throw those in the freezer. Now it's time to focus again on what I was doing. I'm gonna go work on the wood siding at Caleb's house. The other afternoon and evening, I got all the metal done. So all the metal up here, all the soffit underneath. I even put a little bit of the roofing trim down here where it's easy. Up here it's a little harder. I've ordered a special attachment to the ladder. It'll attach to the top of the ladder, and it'll spread out on each side of the ladder to pull the ladder about a foot off the building, and that's going to help me to be able to stand up straight and reach the top edge of this roof to put on this same molding that I've got on here. So that's where we stand right now. After I get those edge pieces on, then I'll be able to cut this and fold it down on the front so it'll look nice. Right now I'm working on this triangle. I bought a bunch of wood and I'm about to cut some trim and start working on the perimeter, and then I'm going to start putting some planks inside that, and that's what I was getting the stain for. While I'm doing this work, I like listening to podcasts, sometimes music, but usually podcasts. Right now I'm listening to one that's interviewing Gary Haven. He is a pilot that flies different aircraft, but also has his own helicopter. And he was volunteering a few days ago in Western North Carolina. He was flying out to fire stations and delivering Starlink so that they could have communication, internet, and, you know, even damaged fire stations were becoming FOBs, forward operating bases, where they were doing a lot of landing and taking people out and things. He was doing a lot of rescues, but he was flying with the I can't remember the guy's title, but he's the highest level fire chief in North Carolina. And they were talking about the death toll, which a lot of places you look will be anywhere from 90 to 200. You know, we're getting different numbers from all over the place. And this fire chief was saying he knows of 1,000 bodies that are in cold storage. So the numbers are either going to skyrocket or they're just never going to get reported. I don't know how that's going to go, but there are more than 1,000 dead in Western North Carolina. And it's just devastating. It's horrible to hear the stories of families that climbed on the roof and the house collapsed and they lost children and relatives. He was talking about flying in to pick up a woman and her 2 children, and the people on the ground said that all of them had been lost, that they weren't there to be picked up. So there's all kinds of terrible stories. I'm not gonna tell details on horror stories. I don't think that's my place on the internet. When you do hear the stories, they are completely heartbreaking. We're over here dropping off some stuff. Sometimes when we're shopping, we ask our friends if they need anything. So we're dropping off some stuff at Walter's house. Walter's set of campers. And this is the house where we were laying out the plumbing on the ground, and they've been working on building it up. It's great to see all those trusses up in the air. I'm glad I didn't have to do that. That's pretty tricky getting those up there. This is going to be a barn-dominium, a metal house, metal building house. We built this excellent, huge storage building that they haven't put the siding on yet. Oh, so I'm seeing the Aurora Borealis out here tonight. We saw it months ago. I'm looking straight up into the sky. There's like this red ring going across the sky, like a red rainbow, and coming down over here on this side. I had a chance to look at this weather app, and it's showing a strong Aurora Borealis. It's really beautiful when you start taking pictures. The video is very dark, but the pictures just really bring out the color and all the light